Hey, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Patriot Nation TV. I'm your host, Tim Davis, aka Professor X, New Age Patriot, the 1776 attitude. Just one man, one opinion, trying to connect the dots. Thanks for tuning in. Give it a thumbs up. Hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. Appreciate it. A few things I want to talk about. One is going to be what is the Republican plan to combat inflation? We'll talk about the Democrats, how they're rounding up political dissidents as part of the Stalinist committee. And I'm going to discuss a little bit on who's responsible for the crisis in Europe that's threatening world peace and security. Right? So that's it. Those are the things I think I want to talk about. Like I said, it is July 1st, 2022. So maybe just, I guess I'm going to start off so it's clear. As Obama said, we'd be clear about this. I won't fake reality for anyone. I get it. There's my reality may not be your reality or yada, yada, yada. But reality is reality with what I'm going to say right here. I'm not going to fake it for anyone. I won't pretend men can get pregnant. I won't pretend the air is scary. I won't pretend there's health at the end of a needle, a jab. I'm not going to pretend that. There are some, but I'm not going to pretend it. I'm not going to pretend politicians care about you or me. I'm not going to pretend about that. I'm not going to pretend schools provide education. I'm certainly not going to pretend 2 planes took down 3 towers, but that's a different story. That's not going to do. I'm not going to. That's reality. I'm not going to pretend that. So, like I was saying, I gave out 4 things I'm going to discuss, touch on, maybe spend a few minutes on all of them. Who's responsible for the crisis in Europe that's threatening world peace and security? Think about it. I did a few videos on it. I'll post them up in my left and right-hand corner. But think about this. Up until 1990, NATO had 16 members. Russia didn't expand any further, right? Reagan, Gorbachev, then Bush came along, was a shady guy. They didn't expand any further. NATO verbally agreed through the blunder of Gorbachev, okay, we won't expand. Gorbachev trusted and believed in it. The 1999, Poland and the Czech Republic joined NATO. Russia asked, but you won't, said you won't expand. And they're saying they're Russia propaganda thing. I'm just using common sense logic. The players that are here, they're forcing us to pick sides. Like I said, 1989, Poland, Hungary, Czech Republic, they joined NATO. Russia said, you're not going to expand. NATO, their response is, where's the written document? Move forward, now 9/11 happens. Then now we're in 2004, Bulgaria, Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, Romania, Slovakia, Slovenia, and there might have been another one or two. They joined NATO 2004. Russia says, we said you won't expand. NATO's response, there's no written document. Where's the written document? 2009, Albania, Croatia joined NATO. Russia said, you're not going to expand again. NATO's response was, where's the written document? 2017, Montenegro, North Macedonia, they joined NATO. Again, Russia says you're not going to expand, right? NATO's typical response, where's the written document? 2021, NATO invites and approves induction of Georgia, Bosnia, and Ukraine. Russia said enough is enough. You're betraying us ever since the 90s. And if you continue to do this, like we can't go to Cuba or Mexico and set up military bases and missiles. But if you keep, if we allow you, you're going to end. They're saying if they allow it, they're going to deploy missiles on the borders. Meaning NATO's going to put missiles on all their borders, and that's what's really happening. Russia said is enough. Not going to have it anymore. They're done. What do we hear ever since that? Between NATO, media, talking pundits, globalists, New World Orderists, traitors, Democrats and the quizzling Republicans. What do they say? Russia is so aggressive. Right? They're saying they're evil. They don't think about humanity. Russia is expanding. Putin's being unreasonable. Now devise to yourself, who's at fault? Can you really? I'm not. Like I said, this ain't pro-Russia. I don't want to bash America, but we have some poor representatives. They're not representing us. They're representing a globe. You see how confident and comfortable Biden looks on the world stage, but here in America, he's like a dummy. Who's at fault? And we also got, with these international treaties, it's been going on for 75, 80 years, and we're still fighting World War I, it seems like. The little skirmishes everywhere, leading up to World War III, from a war that never ended. You also got to consider, considering the U.S. government. I'm not bashing the country, but we have poor representatives. U.S. government under these treaties, we're arming half the world's powers and militaries. We're arming them. They want to disarm you and me, right? I say being a part of the problem is not all that attractive to me. That doesn't. You're representative. You're representing us, Democrats, quizzling Republicans, and rhinos. It's not attractive. Why in the hell should anyone risk their life for a group of people who want to disarm them? Why would we militarily, citizens, why would we defend our lives, risk our lives, defend people who want to disarm all of us while arming the world's population? It just doesn't make sense to me. So this brings me to the other thing, the Stalinist committee that we're seeing. Right? It's basically Stalinist committee with the Democrats and some of the quizzlings. The Democrats, I'm going to make this real short. Democrats held or are holding a fake hearing to investigate a fake insurrection, to cover up a fake election of a fake president. Simple as that. That's really what it is. That's all that they're doing. But in the process of doing that, they're rounding up all political descendants, whether they're bringing them to these hearings, whether they're just doing everything, subpoenaing them, contempt of Congress, labeling parents domestic terrorists, people, Second Amendment, domestic terrorists, white supremacy. It is going on and on. Just rounding everybody up that disagrees with them. And the Republican betrayal, the Republican betrayal. The 15 Republicans who signed on to the American gun grab that's now law, even though the Supreme Court struck down the New York gun law this past week. And they shot that down, not to mention that there was last year, 2021, May 17th, 2021, the Supreme Court already ruled and made a 9-0 ruling. Red flags laws are unconstitutional, because they bypass the Second and the Fourth Amendments, and also the 14th Amendment because it bypasses due process rights. But apparently these liberals, quizzlings, they think they can do whatever they want, despite the Supreme Court ruling, just the way they think they can do anything else that they want to do with the help of, because they're aligned with these globalists. You see Maxine Waters, you see AOC, they're out. We don't care what the Supreme Court says with the abortion thing. I got to get into that. These people are traitors. They're treasonous, treacherous, tyrannical, lack becoming of representatives for the American people. Hate to say it, folks, but this fight is coming to your door. It is. All of us are going to be forced to pick a side. I wish it wasn't so. but it is. The left and the globalists, these liberals, Quislings, they will not leave us. They will not leave us alone. They won't leave you alone, me alone, the average Joe Schmo. They won't leave us alone. You are not their opponent anymore. You're their enemy. And the sooner you recognize this, the better prepared you'll be for the moment it hits home. So it's going to hit us eventually. Don't think it's not. So let me tidy this up real quick in the next 4 minutes. Just talking about this Republicans. What is the Republican plan for combating inflation, right? That's a big thing coming up, and there's a midterm election coming up. We see the normal, typical talking heads on the media networks. You know, Joe, they give all these solutions. Sounds good. Yeah, I believe there's going to be a big red wave coming. It all sounds good on paper. Sounds good on sound bites. Yeah, sounds good. But takes you back to 2010 and 2012. Remember? Get us elected with the Tea Party, combating Obamacare. We won the House and the Senate, 2010 and 2012. Republicans did nothing. Right? So I guess we, shame you once, shame on you. But this is our second time, so it's Republicans. I'm not a Republican, but I do vote Republican. We got to, these are the people representing us. We got to get the rhinos out, the Quislings out. We got to put them on notice. We got to let them know, when we, the people, put you back in power, no more hearings, no more committees, no more special investigations. The evidence has been laid right in front of us. It's been laid bare for the whole world to see, not just us Americans. The whole world sees it. The evidence has been laid out. Joe Biden, Hunter Biden, FISA. There's no more for any of these other nonsense. We just want justice. We want indictments. We want prison for all those that committed treason against us and our nation. No more bullshit. And while we're at it, we want the client list of Giselle Maxwell. We want to know who these global sex pedophile, sex trafficking people are. Release it. Release the names. And we also expect you, because you've been talking about it, but we expect you to do it. Drill for oil here. Open the pipelines. Stable energy policy so investors don't bulk. Stop spending money abroad. We just sent I think it was 53 million, million to Afghanistan last week for their earthquake, whatever. Still shortage on baby formula, but we're going to see. So we got to stop sending money abroad. We got to stop printing money we don't have. We got to stop pushing the BBB, that 5 trillion and spending all the time. Everything's 5 trillion in spending. We got to stop it. Stop pushing it. We need to ditch the ESGs for companies, so that way companies can stop putting climate first. Big win, just announced yesterday with the EPA. Now the liberals are going crazy over that too. It's part of that. And we basically got to reduce the supply line, the supply chain line, reliance on China, Saudi Arabia. And that's really it. So that's my little rant. Get it in under, 14 minutes, 15 seconds. All right, guys. So I'm going to tune out. Thanks for tuning in. Again, I got to ask, please hit like, hit subscribe if you're new, hit the notification bell so you get future shows. So glad you enjoyed it. So I'm going to tune out. I'm going to say God bless you. Happy 4th of July. I'll do a 4th of July video and talk to you guys soon.